do not go overboard here. I'm not saying that you have to bring all of this food with you and that you need to have a really strict plan for what you're going to eat at every restaurant, that you need to know in advance what restaurants you're going to eat at. Oh my gosh, absolutely not. That is exhausting and it's not sustainable and it's not fun. Welcome to the Biking Wellness Podcast. I'm your host, Stacy Smith, and I lost 50 pounds riding my bike by focusing on what my body can do. Now, I teach other women how to do the same. I am obsessed with completely flipping the script on weight loss so that we can work out to feel good and feel strong. If you are ready to stop dieting, learn how to appreciate your body, and have fun riding your bike, you're in the right place. Let's dive in. Why, hello there, my friend. Welcome back to the podcast. And if you are just joining us for the very first time, welcome to the Biking Wellness community. I am so excited that you found us, and I am so thrilled to have you here and to have this opportunity to welcome you and to chat with you. So welcome to the community. Now, I'm really just thrilled to jump into this week's episode because if you're listening in real time, this is 4th of July week, and therefore it is very appropriate for the time. We have a long 4th of July weekend coming up, and a lot of us have a lot of thoughts when we start thinking about a holiday weekend or going on vacation. It's the summer and vacations are coming. If you're listening in real time, this is going to be so useful to you. If you are not listening in real time, it will be just as useful. It can be applied to any long weekend, to any kind of holiday situation that you find yourself in. If you're traveling either, anytime you find yourself kind of out of your routine, this is absolutely going to be the episode for you. Without further ado, I'm just going to dive right in and start giving you some basic, simple tips that will help you anytime you are looking at a holiday weekend coming up, a vacation, or any opportunity that is going to put you out of your routine. So my first tip for you is, and this is not going to surprise you if you have been here for a little bit, my first tip is to have a plan. You all know that I am a planner. I am a new planner, meaning that I did not always plan. I have actually traditionally been a fly by the seat of my pants sort of girl. So if that's you, trust me, I get it. I hear you. But however, having a really simple plan for your vacation, for your weekend, for your trip, anytime you're going to be out of your routine is so important in terms of staying on track with your wellness journey, with your biking journey, with your weight loss journey. So let's talk about what specifically I mean by having a plan. So the first thing you need to have a plan for is your food and your drinks. Now, do not go overboard here. I'm not saying that you have to bring all of this food with you and that you need to have a really strict plan for what you're going to eat at every restaurant, that you need to know in advance what restaurants you're going to eat at. Oh my gosh, absolutely not. That is exhausting and it's not sustainable and it's not fun because remember, we're all about having fun here in the Biking Wellness community. We have fun riding our bikes. We have fun eating food. We have fun enjoying beverages, whether they be non-alcoholic or alcoholic. We're all about having the fun. And there's nothing fun about going on vacation if you have to feel like you have a really strict plan. What I'm saying is to have a very simple, doable, and flexible plan. So, for example, I like to bring some snacks with me on vacation that I know are going to be healthy and will sustain me during those times between meals or when, things are going to be a little bit awry. So when I recently went on vacation a couple of weeks ago, I brought some turkey pepperoni meat sticks with me. I bought some of those Nature's Bakery fig bars. I basically brought some carb snacks and protein snacks that I knew I could grab when I wasn't going to be eating a meal for a little bit. So having some healthy snacks with you can really help when you're on vacation. It can keep you eating regularly so you don't get over hungry, because when we're over hungry, that's when we make not the best decisions. So it's totally fine to eat and to enjoy yourself on vacation and to eat all of those fun foods that you may not have the opportunity to eat all the time. But make sure that you kind of have a plan for your snacks so that when you're in between meals, you have something to snack on. Speaking of, your food and your drink, have an idea in advance. Either make the plan the day of or have an idea the day of what you're going to eat when you go out to dinner, because you don't need to scour every menu for every restaurant, but just have an idea of, I know that I feel better when I have some vegetables in me before my main course. So I'm going to make sure that I have a salad before my main meal. Something as simple as that. Also, decide in advance how many drinks you're going to have with dinner. So if you like to indulge a little bit in some alcoholic beverages over your vacation, like many of us do, just have an idea in advance of how many drinks you're going to have. Maybe you're thinking, you know what, I'm going to have one cocktail and one glass of rosé tonight. I'll have the cocktail with my appetizer. I'll have the rosé with my meal. Whatever your plan is, it doesn't matter so much. The idea is to just have a plan. This gives you the opportunity to kind of in advance set an intention for how you are going to enjoy your vacation and enjoy your meals. Another piece of advice that I have for you related to food and drink specifically is to eat when you're hungry whenever possible and stop when you've had enough. The stop when you have enough part is really important. One of my program members actually went on this once-of-a-lifetime trip to Italy where she was surrounded by basically the best food on the planet. And after, she came back, I had this conversation with her and she said, I maintained my weight over vacation. And I know that I did it because I ate when I was hungry and I stopped when I had enough. I didn't feel like I had to stuff everything in just because I was never going to eat it again. So that's really great advice. She was able to go to Italy, enjoy the food. She chose whatever she wanted to eat. She just didn't overeat those things. So if you find yourself in a situation where you really just don't feel like planning anything, that's okay. Just focus on stopping when you have had enough and not overeating. That is a great way to stay on track during your vacation. So speaking of plans and having a plan for your food, my next tip for you is to have a plan for movement. You might not be able to bring your bike with you on vacation. That is totally fine. I almost never bring my bike with me on vacation because I know I'm going to be moving anyway. I know I'm going to be walking to a lot of places. I know I'm going to be playing like at the beach with my son in the waves. That is all movement and that is all counting. So all you have to do is have a plan for staying active. How are you going to incorporate movement into your vacation? And your plan may be that you aren't, that you know that your vacation is kind of jam-packed with relaxation and you don't want to move on your vacation. And that's fine because vacations are not real life. This is not normal. We aren't living a 24/7 vacation. If you take a week or two off of movement and a week or two off of moving your body regularly, that is totally fine. So if your plan is to not move during your vacation, that's okay. Just be intentional about it and own it and say, I'm really active and I just need this time to lay by the pool and sip some margaritas. That's your plan? That's great. Again, this isn't normal life. This is a vacation and you should enjoy your vacation. Okay? Now, my next tip for you is to drink lots of water, hydrate, and get as much sleep as possible on vacation. You may have heard me talk before about how important sleep and hydration are to weight loss, to fitness, to wellness. I cannot overemphasize them enough. Every single time I do some research, I come across a study saying just how important sleep and hydration are to our overall health and well-being. So make sure that you don't forget about hydration and sleep over vacation. Make sure you're drinking tons of water, especially if you're going somewhere warm. You are going to be more likely to get dehydrated if you're on the beach than if you are going for a trip in the mountains when it's not necessarily that hot out. So just kind of keep that in mind. And then also make sure you're getting as much sleep as possible. Now, I sleep like crap. when I am on vacation. I mean, lately with, perimenopause, I sleep like crap at home in my own bed. So it tends to be extra bad when I'm on vacation. Just do the best you can. Make sure that you're getting as much rest in as possible. Bring earplugs with you. I always bring earplugs on vacation, and it is a game changer because it keeps me from waking up to all of those weird sounds that I'm not used to hearing. I have a friend who brings her white noise machine with her on vacation for her and her entire family because that is how they get the best sleep. So those little tricks can help you get more sleep than usual on vacation. Know that if you're anything like me, you might not be getting the best sleep on vacation, but do what you can to set yourself up for the best sleep possible. Have a hotel with a comfy bed, have your earplugs, have your white noise machine, have whatever it is that might work best for you. So hydration and sleep over vacation can go a long way to helping you kind of maintain your health and your wellness during that trip. My next tip for you is to let yourself actually enjoy the vacation. This is supposed to be a vacation. If you spend an inordinate amount of time in the lead up to your vacation worrying about how you're going to overeat, worrying about the fact that you can't ride your bike, worrying that there isn't a gym in your hotel, whatever it is that you're worrying about, that is sapping the joy out of the vacation. That's sapping the joy out of the holiday weekend. I know that I have a family gathering coming up this weekend, a family barbecue, and I know that there is going to be a very good chance that my mom's spaghetti and meatballs are going to be at that picnic. And I could give myself a really hard time about, oh my gosh, you're going to be eating all this pasta and, make sure you have this, that, and the other thing before it. And I could get myself really, really worked up about that. But I'm not going to do that because that is not fun. Also, I love my mom's meatballs and pasta sauce, and I'm going to eat that, and I'm going to enjoy that, and I'm going to look forward to that. I have pasta regularly. Usually I have a salad with it. Hopefully I'll have the opportunity to do something similar to that, and there'll be some vegetables around. But if not, I'm not going to stress about it. I'm going to actually just enjoy it. And I want that for you too. I want you to enjoy your vacation. I want you to enjoy your holiday gatherings with your family without kind of stressing and obsessing over it. You shouldn't feel guilty about giving yourself a break. You shouldn't feel guilty about eating the foods that you love. And remember, this is not normal life, okay? This is not the way that you eat every day. You don't have to keep kind of ruminating about, oh my gosh, I never do this. That's not helpful. That's not useful. What is helpful and what is useful is saying, I'm on vacation. I deserve this vacation. I deserve to enjoy my food. I deserve to enjoy my drinks. I deserve to have a good time. And I deserve to not think about food constantly and stress over food constantly over this trip. I deserve to go to a family barbecue and enjoy the foods that my family traditionally has at this barbecue. I'm going to eat them. I'm just not going to eat so much of them that I feel sick to my stomach and I have to unbutton my pants. And that, I think, is a really important distinction when we're thinking about, holiday weekends and holiday weekend events and vacations. You can enjoy all of the things guilt-free and still feel good about yourself and your body. The idea is to, eat when you're hungry. Stop before you feel sick. Have and decide in advance what kinds of beverages you're going to be drinking so that you go in feeling like you're in control and then you go in feeling like you have a plan. Now, my final tip for you is to have a re-entry plan. Now, if you're going into a holiday weekend and it's just one meal and it's just one barbecue, this probably isn't quite as necessary. However, if you're going away for a vacation for a week, for example, you might want to have a plan for how you are going to conduct yourself in terms of food and movement when you get back. Now, don't stress about this. Don't over-obsess. Don't ruminate. But just think, okay, when I return, I'm probably going to want to go to the grocery store. I'm probably going to want to pick up these really simple meals that I know will kind of get me back on track. Maybe you pick up a rotisserie chicken. Maybe you pick up some bagged salad or box salad. I really like the salad in a box these days. There's something about the box that seems to make it taste better. I don't know. Or keeps it fresher. I don't know. But have a plan for when you get back for what you are going to be eating when you return. Have a plan for your strength workouts, for your bike rides when you return. Now, be careful here, though. I don't want you to feel like you have to make up for being bad over your vacation. You do not have to do that. There are a couple of reasons why here. First of all, again, it's vacation. It's not normal life. This is your opportunity to, have some food that you don't normally get to have some drinks you don't normally get to have. So it's not a punishment. It's just okay, I had that time. That time is over and I'm getting back on track. There doesn't need to be a lot of drama about it. It doesn't need to be about restriction and going crazy. Like, don't plan a bike ride that's going to destroy you the day that you get back just because you feel guilty that you haven't ridden your bike in a few days. That just doesn't make sense. That's not doable. That's not sustainable. That's not the way we want to live our lives because, you guessed it, it is not fun. And we are all about the fun. So make sure you have a re-entry plan that is reasonable, that is doable. You're getting back into your normal strength routine, riding routine, eating routine. You're not punishing yourself for vacation. You are just getting back in the swing of things again. Okay? I know that I just threw a lot at you in rapid fire succession, but here is what I really want you to take away from this episode. And I'm keeping it kind of short and sweet because I know it is a holiday week and you are probably very busy. So vacations are supposed to be fun. All right. Same with holiday weekends, time with your family, time with your friends. This is just 1 or 2 weeks out of the year. This is just one weekend out of the year. Maybe it's just one meal out of the year. Let yourself enjoy it. Go in with a really simple plan for what you're going to eat. Thinking, oh, I know these foods will be available. Those are my favorite. I'm going to eat when I'm hungry and then I'm going to stop when I've had enough food. I'm not going to feel like I have to eat like the hot dog and the hamburger and the pasta. I'm going to feel gross if I eat all of that, but I know I really want the pasta and the meatballs. That's what I'm going to eat. These are the types of things that I want you to be kind of thinking about going into it. There's no need to panic. There's no need to obsess. Just make a simple plan for your meals, a simple plan for moving your body. As I mentioned before, if you're going on vacation, you're probably going to be walking a lot. At least if you take any kind of vacation like I normally take, there's usually a lot of walking involved. That's going to keep you active. That's going to keep you moving. It doesn't have to be a bike ride. Bring some staples with you, bring some snacks with you so that when you do get hungry, then you have a little something to eat. Make sure that you're drinking tons of water on your trip. We always bring a ridiculous amount of water with us wherever we go because we don't want to be dehydrated. Try to get as much sleep as you humanly possibly can, and then just have a really simple plan for how you're going to manage your food and your movement once you get back into the swing of things. Okay? So I hope that this helps you. I hope it helps you kind of manage your vacations and your holiday weekends during this summer or any season of the year. And just really quickly before I go, if you have a friend that you know could really benefit from this episode, could benefit from this message, who may, have some thoughts about movement and nutrition over vacation, please, please, please do her a favor and share this podcast with her so that she can feel a little bit better about vacations and movement and having fun too. All right? Finally, I would love to connect with you on Instagram or via email. Please DM me and let me know if you enjoyed this podcast, if this message was helpful to you. You can find me on Instagram at Sassy Cycling. That's SASCY Cycling. Or you can just shoot me an email at Stacy, STACY, at Sassy, SASCY.com. I would love to hear from you. I totally enjoy connecting with you. And until next time, my friend, ride on. Thank you so much for joining me for this episode of the Biking Wellness Podcast. Be sure to head on over to sassy.com/guide, SASCY.com/guide, to get my completely free Lose Weight Biking Quick Start Guide so that you can get started with simple, doable weight loss today. That's SASCY.com/guide.